Welcome back to the Pop of the Man podcast. I'm your host, Jay. With me today, I have my always loyal co-host, Cord. What's up, Cord?
How you been? How you been? Chaos is a ladder. It's the final countdown. Game 7 on the way.
We got the number one Suns fan in the nation with us. We got Cam. What's up, Cam?
Hey man, y'all already know what it is. Suns Nation. We're rocking the Mickey edition Suns
Yes,
Nation
sir.
jersey.
Is that a diss?
It's yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then we
Straight
got
out the bubble.
Hey man, Lil Mickey and AD isn't in the dirt. It's things you love to see.
Yes, sir.
Basketball guys is good.
our basketball analyst with us today. We got Jarquez. What's up, Jarquez?
Hey man, we salsa dancing and leaning back on that Lakers pack today. Let's get it, dog. Let's get it. Yes, sir.
And you know we do. We give our takes on
This has been.
Oh, go ahead, Cam. What you got to say?
I was about to say. I was gonna let you do that, but this has been the crazy because I feel like I'm a LeBron truther, but then I'm Suns fan as well. So I've been like wishy-washy, but now that it's over, I don't really give a fuck. Suns won.
Nah, I was talking that hot shit, Cam. I was betting niggas all kinds of money. I was like, nah, the Suns will get these niggas the fuck out of here. I said, as soon as I seen AD was in that starting lineup, I said, hey, Chris Paul, Devin Booker get a screen. Y'all cross that damn groin to this. Cross it, make him open up that groin, get his ass out of there. That's exactly what they did.
All these pull-up meters.
Man.
That's absolutely malpractice on the Lakers part. LeBron James missed like almost a month and a half, maybe 2 months with a groin injury a couple of years ago. And then he even had a groin injury that made him miss a couple of weeks last season. And Anthony Davis has a groin injury, and they throw him out there 2 days later.
Wow.
And he couldn't even finish the first quarter. Like him not being able to finish the first quarter just tells you how not right he was. Like,
so can I ask y'all a question though? I was watching First Take, and they were saying, do you feel like that did he at least owe them that to like prove to the world like I'm not soft on this, that, and the other? They go out there and try to play.
Well, see, I don't subscribe to that way of thinking because AD could have went out there, had a more serious injury that could have impacted his career forever. So you go out there to prove a point, and you might ruin your basketball career. And then people like, niggas be like, oh, he should have not went out there. That's so wrong that he went out there. Why they make AD play? Then they be mad at the Lakers organization when really it's the pressure from the media and fans that make him go out there. Kind of like KD.
But then on the other hand, though, you got like Chris Paul though.
And Stephen A. Smith. Are those the two people you want to prove a point to?
But then look at on the other hand, Chris Paul, he had that hamstring injury with the Rockets a couple years back. Niggas still hold that over his head. Like, but he should have played. And Chris Paul choked.
And that's the issue with fans. And you look at like a Paul George too. Like, that year that he lost to Dame and them, he had to have surgery that next week. He had surgery on both shoulders. Everybody, and most people, and even though people found that out, like people said, oh, he got ice on the shoulders. Nothing wrong with him. That summer, he had surgery on both shoulders, and nobody even cares about that. They don't even care about the fact that he played through 2 torn shoulders in that series. Like, that's how fickle people are, and that's why you should always prioritize your health. Because if you go out there and you suck with a messed up groin injury, nobody's gonna give you an excuse. You're gonna just play bad, and people gonna remember that you played bad. But if you conserve yourself,
don't play at all.
Yeah, don't play at all. People will talk bad about you, but at least you got your health. At least you got your long-term health.
I think that's that Kobe thing. I think people once Kobe did the whole, hey, I'm gonna play through every single injury I ever get, blah blah blah. They just expect everybody to be on that same level of crazy.
Kobe, Jordan. That was the old guard, like Isaiah Thomas. I think he had like a foot.
He's out there on one leg. Hey, he was getting buckets on that one leg though. I can't. He was out there getting buckets.
But it's just malpractice. Like, it's just malpractice. We live in an age where you can play until you're like 36, like LeBron. You look at like Kyle, and even like Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry is still 36 and being like super effective. It's because we have a better understanding of medicine. We have a better understanding of bodies and conditioning. We should take full advantage of that. Like, we know now that doing that shit is just not smart. You just should not do it. And that's why I say it was malpractice for putting him out in the court. I think it's malpractice. I don't think right now, as we record right now, it's Sunday. The Hawks and Sixers are playing right now. Joel Embiid should not be on that court right now.
At all.
He has a partially torn meniscus. He's almost 280, 7 foot tall. He's only going to be putting more pressure on that knee as he jumps and does and runs. It's not going to get better. Like, that's something that doesn't get better until you either get it removed or you get it fixed. Like you're gonna have surgery. Like you're gonna have to. It's not his knee is not going to get better from this point on until he sits down and has surgery. And him playing, he can only get worse for him playing on it. I think it's malpractice that he out there on the court. I get why the Sixers are letting him play, but he shouldn't be out there playing. And then, like I said, they're getting blown out. Like they're losing by 20. He risking his long-term health to lose this game. Like it's
also important question.
What's up?
Do you blow it up?
Oh, wait. Blow what up?
Do you get rid of either Embiid or Simmons?
We know what, Cord. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to this. But you know what we do? We give you our takes on basketball, music, and everything in between. This is episode, I don't know what number. That's on me. But today we're gonna talk about predominantly basketball because it's the NBA playoffs. We're gonna talk about current series, past series, some of the first round, some of the second round. Because the second round just now starting to unfold. So we're gonna touch a little bit on everybody. Some of the teams that are home, some of the teams are still here. And that's what we're going to do today. If you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening to this on streaming services, make sure you give us those 5 stars. We greatly appreciate it. Or 10 stars if they have a 10-star system. We haven't been releasing as frequently recently. Been a lot of outside stuff that's had us hemmed up. We're hoping to start releasing more frequently again. It's the summer. I don't know what D-Boy's schedule is, but hopefully a little bit more free. But so we'll get into the first series we're going to talk about. We were just talking about the Lakers. We were just talking about the Suns. I like to show the team that won some love first. So let's talk about the Suns. Cam,
Yes,
as our resident Suns fan, just describe to me how you feel seeing your team go from winning 8 straight games and missing the playoffs, missing the play-in, to now being the number 2 seed and eliminating the defending champion Lakers in the first round and advance to the second round.
Honestly, it's been a little surreal, honestly, because like we've had this great season, we've had everything go, everything's gone well throughout the season, and we really pushed for that 1 seed at the end of the season, hoping that we could avoid, playing the Lakers or either the Warriors, honestly, avoiding one of those two, but especially the Lakers, because everybody knew, man, the Lakers been hurt all season, but if they get healthy just in time for the playoffs, they can win. So, doing all that, it's like, oh man, we get the 2 seed. Oh man, we got to play Lakers in the first round. All the analysts, every basketball analyst I'm seeing has picked the Lakers to win in 6 and 7 games. Then the Lakers go out there and win game 2. AD has a great game, and it's like, oh yeah, man, we may need to kiss this one goodbye. And then Chris Paul gets hurt the first game of the series. I'm like, man, right on F and Q, bro. Like, right on Q. Chris Paul goes out there, he gets hurt, and I'm like, man. But in Booker, we trust. And Booker went out there and played like he's like a 10-year playoff vet. It's crazy. Like he knew where to pick his spot. He knew the most important games to play. He knew how not to tire himself out. And it's crazy because the Lakers started off the series like doubling Booker pretty much every time he touched the ball, even with Chris Paul on the floor, which is crazy to me. But it was effective for them at first. And it's like they just went away from it completely. And they were like, all right, we're going to let Booker cook. And that's exactly what Booker did. So proud of Booker. Glad we got Chris Paul back to, it seems like, a pretty good percentage of himself. And DeAndre Ayton has been much more efficient and much more consistent in the playoffs.
One second, Cam. The next name you better say better be Cameron Payne. The next name that you love better be Cameron Payne.
No. Cam Payne did what he had to do, especially when we had Chris Paul out. But the thing is, like, I appreciate Cam Payne did what he had to do. Proud of him. Great series. But we need Chris Paul. We need not only his production, which we're gonna need more of in the Nuggets next series, but we're gonna need Chris Paul's presence on the floor as well. And it's his presence, his leadership that's made the difference for us this season. Yeah, we were probably gonna sneak into the playoffs this year without Chris Paul, maybe a 7 or 8 seed. But with him, we are a completely different team. So Chris Paul, leadership, his voice, his assertiveness, and his playmaking ability to go along with his production on the court, we're gonna need all of that moving forward. And it looks like we got it. From games 5 and 6, looks like we may have it. So I'm excited.
He really, like, when things started to go south, game 6, he really showed up then. Like,
yeah.
when they got to single digits and then Chris Paul scored he either scored or assisted on like the next 11 points on his own. Yeah, he really showed up.
Yeah,
then.
and so one more thing I'll say before I kind of wrap this up is not only has this given me hope because the Suns finally made it to the playoffs and made it past first round, but we beat the Lakers. So in our minds, we're like, oh, the Lakers are favored, so we the best team in the West right now. And then to go along with it, we beat the Jazz in our regular season series, and all 3 times we played them, the Jazz were at full strength. So I'm super optimistic right now. I'm like, shit, what's stopping the Suns from making the finals right now? I'm trying to stay as cool and calm, as collected as possible. I'm trying to be the act like you've been here before guy, but I ain't never been here before, so I'm acting the ass.
There we go. Hey, I like that.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, Jordan. Let me go next as a Chris Paul fan. I'm not gonna stunt, fan. I'm on cloud fucking 9 right now because I was about to let you go next. I'm like, as a resident Chris Paul fan, you know, Jacquez, talk your shit. Like, go ahead, man, bro. When niggas like, it was so just like we was smoking at a Bron pack the other night. Niggas talking, they was like, oh, why y'all on Bron head? Why y'all this, that, and the other? I said, bro, it looks really, really bad when you purposely tank to play a team, and then that team like really just boots your ass off the court the last 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Like that looks terrible on your part as a team and as an organization. So yes, we gonna talk our shit. My boy got hurt. I ain't gonna stunt Cam. I was fucking terrified. And then to my surprise, him and Cam Payne like shared like that. You know, they like split men. I think it was like 25-25. And Cam Payne, apparently, since he's joined the Sun, he's been like a mini Chris Paul, like a mini sponge, and just learning everything from him. And he really ran the show during Chris Paul's absence. So shouts out to Cam Payne, shouts out to Cam Johnson and Michael Bridges. They was knocking down shots. Those are the players that people thought guys like Harrison Barnes were supposed to be. Yeah, but they actually knock down those shots and they actually defend. You know, and do what they're supposed to do. Shouts out to them. Shouts out to the Suns. Shouts out to the whole organization. Devin Booker. I called it. I was watching. I see him pull up in that what was it, Buick Grand whatever.
Yeah,
I seen him pull up in that. I seen that. I said, oh yeah, Suns. Oh yeah, Devin Booker about to drop 40. Suns about to win. I went and put like $300 on the game right then and there. That's all I need to see. I need to see that clip. But,
one of my favorite things was Cam Johnson left Game 6 after Game 6 was over wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt, and I'm like, this man, I love it.
The whole team was trolling. The whole team was just trolling the entire. As soon as when they realized like we got this in, and I love how nobody like let their emotions get the best of them to after the series is over. Like Booker started talking his shit, Paul was talking his shit, Jay Crowder talked his shit, and I was like, okay, shouts out to these boys, shouts out to him. And like you said, Cam, I think there's a real possibility Booker stays at this level. We getting a hurt, quote unquote hurt
Nuggets team.
Not Jazz team, but Nuggets team.
Nuggets.
They're very beatable. If you just play defense, we play defense. I don't think the Portland Trailblazers didn't play any defense that entire series. So I feel like they're very beatable. And like you said with the Jazz, I'm feeling good. I like our chance versus Jazz. And you know, prayers out to James Harden, but James Harden, I was telling people were telling me like, hey, y'all can go to the finals, and I was like, we can go, but I don't know if we're gonna win. I don't think anybody's beating Brooklyn. But with James Harden out, hey man,
anything possible.
Anything is definitely possible. So hopefully, you know, we get back to the finals and things go out. But yeah, Jordan, as a Chris Paul fan, I'm on.
All right, and
I'm gonna push back against one thing Jacquez said. I don't think that the Lakers tanked for the Suns, unless you believe that like LeBron was actually healthy at the end of the season. He just chose not to play in those games. You know, he was faking the ankle injury. I know that's a conspiracy theory that some people have. I don't really subscribe to it. I think he was pretending like. I think the injury was worse than he was letting on.
Yeah,
more so than him faking like nothing was wrong with him, and then you can kind of see that as how he played in the postseason. But still, like what makes the Suns beating them so much sweeter is how the showboating that the Lakers were doing in Game 3, going up 2-1. The whole team, the bench, everybody clowning the Suns, and everybody having a good old time. Getting jokes off this everywhere on Twitter. LeBron's reposting the video of Drummond leaning back and doing the fake post up. Like the Lakers were straight clowning the Suns. At that point, I thought the Suns were done. I thought they were dead in the water. So I think they had seeing the Suns getting to have the last laugh. That was very poetic. And the basketball guys don't usually write stories as good as that one. So shout out to them. I just want to say shout out to DeAndre Ayton because
he was X Factor, definitely X Factor.
I follow a lot of Suns fans on Twitter, and I've seen them say all year long that they want DeAndre Ayton to step up, and he kind of just wouldn't. He was pretty inconsistent all season long. He frustrated a lot of fans. Even the games I tuned in, I'm like, this guy should be better than he is. But he went into here and he averaged 16 points, 11 rebounds, and he shot a blistering 80% against a front court of Anthony Davis and DeAndre Drummond. Amazing.
And see, I'll say this. And my whole thing with the Lakers going up 2-1, I was like, all right, that's cool. Like I saw the fans doing all that they were doing. It was kind of demoralizing to me watching all that stuff happen because I was thinking, man, my team is kind of out of this. And it was looking like, all right, this is what people expected going into the series. But my whole thing was Lakers fans doing all that stuff. And I was like, look, y'all beat us with AD, but y'all barely beat us. And AD had a monster game.
40 something.
Played great. And I'm like, and we didn't have Chris Paul. If Chris Paul, and the next game we went into, we had 2 days of rest. With the first 3 games of the series, there was only 1 day of rest between the games. So I was like, look, y'all barely beat us with AD. And I'm like, if AD goes down or LeBron keeps playing the way he's playing, or if we get a healthy Chris Paul back, I genuinely think that we were a better team, even if both teams completely healthy. I think that we were a better team. So, I mean, we didn't get to see that happen, but and
that's the thing. People were like, then once the Suns did win, you guys were the 2 seed, so you guys are supposed to win. I've never seen the 2 seed.
There it is.
I'm so excited. No. I'm like, what? Man?
No. They're like nobody next to nobody. They were the favorites in every game that AD was featured. I don't know. I didn't check the odds. When AD did,
no, they were the favorites.
They were the favorites even when AD were down.
Well, and that's the thing. The Lakers were favored in the Suns were favored in game 5, but the Lakers were favored in game 6 back in LA and lost. That was the series clincher.
That's what I thought.
Hey man, does Staples Center get as loud as everybody make it out to be? Because I'm losing this postseason in the Staples Center.
It's because Staples Center, Los Angeles / California, they have very strict rules for COVID, and so compared to Phoenix, where they're at almost full capacity. I think that Staples Center only has 1,000 fans in the stadium.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was in Atlanta. I went to the Atlanta game the other day versus the Knicks, and it was packed in that joint. So
Atlanta didn't give a damn last summer when the pandemic.
That's right.
But I'll say this: it's hard to get loud when the other team kicking your butt too.
Also true.
And I can say the same. You said the same
thing.
Say
it for the Clippers.
I was just about to say you can say it for the Clippers too. Well, they play a road home game today. Game 7. But yeah, so last thing I want to ask is what do you guys think that the series between Denver and Phoenix, how y'all feel like that series is going to go? And DeAndre Ayton stepped up. He was masterful. He did a great job of controlling the game on both ends. But he's facing a super unique challenge in Jokic, who's going to drag him all the way out from the paint, and also going to, he got to be able to contain him on the perimeter and in the paint. I think DeAndre Ayton did a piece where he said he compared himself to, I think, AD, and who was the other player? Shoot.
I wasn't Duncan.
It was a defensive. It was Gobert. It was Gobert.
I liked it.
He compared himself to a defensive center and an offensive center. I might be wrong. It might not have been AD, but he said, I want to be a guy who can go out there. Yeah, I think it was AD. He said, I want to be a guy who can go out there and guard the perimeter, but also control the paint as well on the defensive end. And he's going to have to show that now. He's going to have to go show that against Jokic. Jokic is no joke. Guys, how do you see this series playing out between the two?
Well, I'll say this. DeAndre Ayton is a microcosm of DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul are both microcosms of what the Suns team are as a whole. We've seen all season the Clippers, the Nuggets, and the Dallas Mavericks post historically great offensive ratings. And the Suns have been a very good offensive team as well. But the thing that makes us different from a lot of other teams, probably the Jazz been posting those offensive rating as well. But the thing that sets us apart from a lot of those teams is that we are a great defensive team. That's why in the Lakers series, with them being the best defense in the NBA by the numbers, we still were able to win those games that were like 99-90 and stuff like that. So we're a team that can play whatever type of basketball that the other team wants to play. So it may come down to a few games where we just have to outscore the Nuggets. And it might come down to a few games where we just have to really lock down. I don't know. We're probably not going to be able to stop them on offense. The games will probably be around 110, 120 every game, rather than like the Lakers series where we were getting like 90s and 100 every game. But I will say that I'm confident in this series. I think that we'll be able to not contain Jokic, but contain the rest of the team.
Bingo.
So Jokic is going to be able to get off, and I think
Exactly.
we'll be able to contain the rest of the team. And because we have a good enough defensive unit to where maybe we can't stop one player, just like maybe we couldn't stop AD, but nobody else got off. So I'm confident that we can win this series. The Nuggets definitely will be a challenge. I didn't expect them to still be this good after Jamal Murray went out. And I'm scared to see what they can be when Jamal Murray comes back. But I'm confident that we can win Suns in 6 again.
I was going to say the same thing. I would say maybe to take that old Pistons approach. All right, Michael Jordan's going to be Jordan, but we're going to take out Scottie Pippen. So don't let Jokic be Jokic, but Michael Porter Jr., he's not for the average 25 versus us. Like, no go. What's the Moore's got name? Monte Morris. He's not for the average 18. Austin Rivers, he's not for the average like 20. We're not going to let those guys do what they was doing versus the Portland Trailblazers. Like, we'll let, if Jokic going to get 40 points, he's not going to have 40 points, 10 assists. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do that.
Make Jokic beat you by having to score like 60. Make him have to score 50. Like, don't let Jokic get 40 points and then get 16 assists. So then he created an additional 32 points just off of him alone.
Exactly.
Like, make him beat you by being a scorer, which that's not his first nature anyway. He's a guy who loves to pass. Make him beat you that way.
And I'll say something, Jordan. You said one game in the Lakers series. You said this Andre Drummond legacy game. It was one of those Lakers games, and he went out there and did what we expected him to do. Yeah. But then to go along with it, I think this could be a quote unquote DeAndre Ayton legacy series, because like this is gonna show if he can truly lock up on the defensive end. I mean, locking up, that's like saying somebody locked up KD and held him to 35 points. Yeah. Like, we can't expect him to straight up stop Jokic, but if he can at least contain him and the rest of the team can do what they got to do, we can win this series easily. It'd
be a great look on DeAndre Ayton's resume if he has a Western Conference Finals run where he beat AD, quote unquote. He beat Jokic, and then if he turn around and beat the Jazz too, he beat Gobert, some of the best centers in the league.
If he beat Zubats,
he really needs that too. He needs that just because everybody's been saying, "Damn, this nigga got drafted. He got picked. Him and Marvin Bagley got picked over Trae Young and Luka, and them niggas are amazing." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he needs that for his legacy bad.
Yeah, this has been justifying the Suns pick, and it's good. It's good. I'm happy for the Suns. Corey, don't say that nigga name. No more. Not until you show
John Jackson?
No, you said Zubac. I heard you.
Zubac. Hey, I just want to say this.
Don't say a nigga name.
I've been defending DeAndre Ayton since day one, and it makes me a very, very happy man to see him thrive. So much that I'm going to even give credit to Chris Paul, because I always like Chris Paul. But salute to him. I'm glad to see him balling. I'm also glad to see Blake out here balling, double against the Bucks, it made me say that. But hey man, everybody doing their thing.
So Corey, as our resident Lakers hater, I'm gonna ask you this: what did the Lakers do this offseason to retool? Because let's go ahead. This is let's be real. Like the Lakers had a tough path to the finals this year with the shortened rest. AD and LeBron both having pretty big injuries. It's arguably LeBron's worst injury he's had since coming into the league. Then you have Dennis Schroeder going into health and safety protocols like two to three times. Like and then all that culminated them having to play in the play-in tournament, which then having to turn around and play the number 2 seed in the first round. That we know why they're not in the playoffs anymore. It makes sense. So rather than talking about what went wrong for them this year, let's talk about what they can do next year to ensure that they're on a finals path. What do you think, Cord? Go ahead. Go ahead.
In my personal opinion, I said this at work Friday. LeBron's only chance and the Lakers' only chance of winning is by getting Damian Lillard. And I feel like that's why Jason Kidd turned down their coaching job in Portland. That's their only chance. Because Dennis Schroeder leaving, I don't think Trey is a tradable asset anymore. I can't really see that many teams trading, a high round pick for Kuzma. And everybody else, just kind of got warning flags on them,
So how did that happen? That's what I've been telling all these Lakers fans. I'm like, hey, it's
they ain't got no access to trade for Dame.
This is what I'm saying. Like in theory, it sounds amazing, but Dame. First of all, everybody's been making a big deal about Dame. That little quote he put on Twitter.
Well,
that man ain't requesting. He's not gonna request a trade. Only way that they trade him is if the Trailblazers like, hey, fuck it, let's blow it up.
And be honest with you,
before that happened, I see CJ getting traded before I see Dame getting traded.
I'm gonna tell you, honest with me. I'm gonna tell you what, the Trailblazers who invested all their money in the Dame are not gonna trade him unless he asks them to. Unless he asks them to be honest with you, that's the only way they're gonna do it. I think.
The only thing asking is enough. You got to put like a James Harden.
Yeah, and I don't think Dame also thinks that situation in Portland is bad enough for him to get traded yet.
They were just in the Western Finals.
Yeah, that's
what 2 years ago.
I don't think he wants out. I just think he wants a better team. I think it's the same. I think him and Giannis are kind of the same. Like Giannis is like, no, I don't want out. I just want y'all to build a better team around me. Like,
and they just got to go be aggressive, like the Bucks were this year. We're going to get Drew Holiday and saying, all right, this isn't enough. We got to go and do this, that, and the other. I don't see why everybody. I feel like the more obtainable guard would probably be you said
Bradley Beal.
Steph Curry.
No, he cost too much.
Bradley Beal. I only think Steph Curry is obtainable. Not that caliber guard. I feel like if you're gonna shoot for a guard, they got to be like a
Dennis Schroeder.
I don't even know, bro. Like, I can't even tell you.
Like
who I feel like they can go and get.
So the Lakers are in a position much like the Clippers, where like they invested so much money in their 2 stars, and they gave and not even just their money, but they gave a lot of picks up to get AD. Like they don't really have assets to get a big major third star. Like they could have had Kyle Lowry this offseason. He was obtainable. Like you can get a guard that's maybe past his prime.
Yeah.
Like you can get someone like Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry, I think, is gonna be a free agent, I think, in this offseason. He could potentially go to the Lakers. I don't think they'll actually have the money because I think they'll be cap strapped. I might be mistaken. I haven't really looked.
They could have Chris Paul this offseason too, if I'm not mistaken.
They could, but Chris Paul seems to be looking for a bag too.
He want that bag.
No, not this offseason. I'm talking about this past. They could have traded. They remember they had the assets to trade.
Yep, they could.
They just didn't do it. They just didn't do it.
Yeah, and so
Oh.
and instead you bring in more guys who you bring in Drummond, Trez, and Schroeder, all guys who need to attack the basket to be effective. Not shooters or guys who can run offense. I don't understand.
But Beal and Dame aren't attainable for some fact. I think both of them make north of 40 mil. Like they don't have the Lakers don't have the contracts to trade that. Like if you're gonna trade for Beal, if you're gonna trade for Dame, that must mean AD gonna be a Trailblazer, AD gonna be a Washington Wizard. Like that's the only way you do the trade.
And that's what I was saying at work the other day. Because I was basically joking. I was like, fam, like, y'all kind of screwed. Unless LeBron come up with some type of clutch agency conspiracy, I can't really see them getting nobody else.
Well, they're going to get somebody. That's the thing about it. They're going to refine. Like, this team, let's be real. This team is a team that could have went to the finals if they were healthy all year. The question of the matter is, can they stay healthy all next year? I don't think so. I think what happened this year is more likely to happen again than what happened the previous year, because that's just because LeBron's getting older. We finally seen it. He's starting to have injuries more frequently, and AD has always been the type to get hurt. He just had that one season last year where he stayed pretty much healthy all year. There was
a 4-month break in the middle of the season.
Exactly. They need a third guy who can soak up the minutes and help either LeBron or help AD when one or the other is out. But the path to getting that guy, it isn't all that clear right now. Especially not with what they have. I don't know how they're going to do it, but that's what they have to do. And if they don't do it, like I said, they can win a title. It just based on can AD and Bron stay healthy all year. I don't know. I personally don't think that's the case. Their team is good. Long story short, they're good enough to win a title as they are, but that requires health.
All right.
But also, if you are Dame and you don't want to leave Portland, You think he watching the 76ers game right now?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I feel like
Which one you want?
I'm saying I think Corey's hinting at that Dame should request a trade to the Trailblazers to the 76ers.
No, not to the Sixers.
Oh, I think he's either saying get
one of the
Embiid or get
Sixers.
Ben.
Yeah, get Embiid to Ben. Y'all know I've been pushing this for like 2 years now.
Shit, yeah. If Ice Trade whoops these niggas ass right now, like because they up right now as we speak, 91-69. If Trae Young gets these niggas out the playoffs as a damn third-year point guard, that's like
Gotta
6
see
foot,
it so for Ben.
you gotta blow it up. You know, fuck all that regular season success. You gotta blow it up. You gotta get rid of one of them. I do like CJ McCollum in Philly, a pair with either one of them. Honestly,
Yeah, either one of them.
so yeah, it's just kind of pick your poison. I say CJ McCollum and Robert Covington for fucking Ben Simmons. I feel like that's enough, and some picks. I feel like that works.
Yeah, after the season Embiid just had, and I don't know how much they prioritize their health though, because a healthy Ben Simmons, a healthy Embiid is probably one of the best players in the league.
Hey, the Blazers don't have the goods, I think, to get Embiid, because Embiid's like a borderline MVP player. Like the price for him would be high. They have a better chance of getting Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
If you're getting Ben Simmons though, how much better does Ben Simmons really make? I don't know. The Blazers, if you trade him
defensively,
for CJ.
Oh no, definitely defensively. Oh my god, over Robert Covington and CJ McCollum.
But
then you ask for one of those shooters from either not. I'm probably not going to be able to get Seth, because Seth been having some great years in Philly, but maybe Danny Green or something like that. Bring a shooter and Ben Simmons. Hey, I feel like it's a pretty even trade to me.
I'm saying is this:
I think
Ben Simmons' whole Monte Morris, this series would have went a lot differently.
Say it, Cord.
A lot differently.
I'm gonna tell you what. If I got Ben Simmons, I got him a trend block. I think I would try to shoot for a player better than CJ McCollum. I think I would monitor Beal's situation and see, and then I feel what I'm saying. That's the only thing about it. Like that's why I said I don't think it'd be a CJ for Ben swap, because I don't think the Sixers would want that. Because now Ben.
That's why I said Rocco. That's why I said Robert Covington as well, because he's a solid player.
Because Ben was in trade talks with James Harden, so like going from going up from I won't trade Ben Simmons for James Harden to we'll trade Ben Simmons for Robert Covington and CJ McCollum. No,
I ain't gonna lie.
It hurt.
Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook on the same team. That sounds
good. God, that's nasty.
You just live with it until Westbrook contract is out, or you try to move Westbrook somehow, some way. I don't know. Trick somebody into taking him like the Wizards got tricked. I don't know.
Knicks might do it.
The Wizards didn't get tricked because they made the playoffs.
Yeah. Which I said they was gonna do. Just want to throw it out there. I was pushing that agenda.
Yeah.
Also, let's talk about a quick second for the Houston Rockets. They did all of that trading and got nothing to show for anything.
They might have number one pick.
Kevin Porter.
Oh, yeah,
you trade James Harden
after this trade.
Kevin Porter is all you got to show for that. So
hey, Kevin Porter dropped 50 after getting beat up at the club. So
I love Kevin Porter. Kevin Porter.
I like Kenyon Martin Jr.
He's not that girl.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. He is not that girl, but they got 3 young players. If they get a lottery pick to draft with Christian Wood, Kenyon Martin Jr., Kevin Porter Jr., that's gonna be a really nice offensive
Kenyon Martin Jr. is not like that. Let me put that out there right now.
I never said he's a superstar.
Is a whole Larry Nance type nigga. That's what he is. He's strong and he's left-handed and he can jump really, really high. Don't put that. No, Cord. They got 2. They got Christian Wood and they have and Kevin Porter Jr.
But if they can draft a Cade Cunningham or a Jalen Suggs,
that's different. Now that's different.
You got your Kevin Porter, and then you got your Christian Woods. Shoot, Kenyon Martin Jr. ain't even got to be that good.
I saw something crazy. I saw something crazy though. It was like I think if the Rockets pick, I think the Rockets have the same situation as the Timberwolves. If their pick isn't top 3, they lose it. I think their pick, if it's not top 3, it goes to the Thunder.
Oh, that's tough.
Of course, that's who it goes.
Oh shit! And like just like and Timberwolves just like that too. Their pick isn't top 3. It goes to the
Warriors.
It goes to the Warriors.
Yeah, and I'm sorry for the segue. Just we ain't talked a lot of basketball shit done happened, and I got to get this stuff off my chest.
Okay. All right, guys. I know we want to move on from the Lakers and the Suns, but one more thing I got to say, and this is the LeBron truth in me. All right, so I heard a lot of people say, "Oh man, Mike was winning rings at 36. LeBron getting put out in the first round." Yada yada yada. I've been hearing a lot of that. So I still been having to defend LeBron, even though I don't care about him right now because we just put him out the playoffs. So I gotta say this: Mike at that stage in his career, the only thing that the Bulls asked him to do was play defense, and really he was guarding niggas like Craig Elo and Jeff Hornacek and score the ball. That's all they asked him to do. They're asking LeBron to do a lot more than that. So if you want LeBron to be successful at this stage in his career, you're gonna have to put talent around him or at least shooters around him to go and.
Cam, what you not understanding though? LeBron is the one who picked these niggas. This is what that's why I keep trying to tell every LeBron fan.
Yeah,
he handpicks these niggas. He's like, hey, go get Wesley Matthews. Hey, go get Montrez. Hey, go get Schroeder. He picks these niggas.
I don't know.
He okays everything that goes through the Lakers organization.
He okays it. Cam, almost everybody on that roster is clutch. Like he definitely picked them niggas.
He okays everything. He okays every single thing that happens through that organization. He okayed it. That's why I've never felt bad for LeBron. 2018, 27, like none of those years, I never felt bad for him.
Down for a minute.
Go ahead.
When I was at work, I had a 2-hour long argument with a LeBron truther. And he said LeBron don't win rings because he ain't got no ISO scores. And I said every team LeBron go to with ISO scores, he got rid of them. Do y'all remember when he was in Cleveland? He had D Rose, D Wade, Isaiah Thomas, and the spot up shooter 3-and-D specialist, aka Suns legend Jay Crowder. He traded all of them for Larry Nance Jr., Jordan Clarkson, and George Hill. Then when he went to the finals and lost, he said, "Oh, they can't create no shots for themselves. They just a spot up shooters. They can't do nothing on their own." And now Jordan Clarkson is the sixth man. That's an ISO scorer. I'm just saying, every time LeBron goes to a team, he has I'm not going to say superstars, but he have players with individual skills. And then he trade all of those players for one superstar and a bunch of spot up shooters that's very spotty. Then when he go to the playoffs and it don't work out,
and
everybody likes to say, Andre Drummond ain't no post scorer. He was never a post scorer. The moment y'all was begging for him a couple months ago, now y'all mad because he is who he is.
And I'm gonna say this, Cam, about that point where Jordan guard played defense and scored the ball. Nigga, that's what he was asked to do his entire career. That's what he's known for. He's known for being a defensive player that locks niggas up and that scores 30. Like that's what he's known to do. LeBron has been, they saying, hey LeBron, we know you're not gonna get back on defense. We know you're not gonna guard the best player because that nigga has never guarded the best player. LeBron, play make and win games. That's what that's what the Lakers are asking LeBron to do. Play make, win games. That's what they're asking him. So I don't see. You feel me? I'm not for the sympathize. I'm not for the sympathize for that nigga. For them to ask him to do what he's supposed to do.
Is what he asked for.
Well,
this is what he specifically asked for. Well, he could have used in that series Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, Zubac. He could have used all three of them.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you what. I want to stop you out there. I think that y'all right. What he's being asked of is just to play make, score, and be LeBron. Like nobody telling him to lock down. Nobody telling him to lock down anybody. But the problem is they're asking.
He gonna be off ball when he went to the Lakers. I do.
The thing is they need him to do that when AD is out there. AD is supposed to be the guy.
Exactly.
And so AD's not out there. That's why I said I don't feel like the Lakers need to make a big change as long as AD and Bron are healthy. That's the risk you're taking. As long as they're healthy, they show you that they could dominate and get to the finals. They don't really need a lot from there.
I will guarantee you when earlier on the season when the Lakers were the 2 seed, if we go back and watch some popular demand episodes, everybody, if not everybody, mostly everybody said that they were gonna pick the Lakers to win the West.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah, like they're good. They're good enough. It's just a matter of them being healthy. Like LeBron. That's why I push back against what you're saying, Cam. You're saying they're asking too much of LeBron. Maybe they could have Dennis Schroeder was supposed to come take that playmaking responsibility off of him. Schroeder just went AWOL. He just went AWOL.
And then think about it. You could obviously tell that their game plan was to play with they never thought maybe AD can't play that game 6 because they played game 6, how they played the second and through fourth quarter, shit, they probably win that game. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like if they had just done that if they just game plan from the jump, like we not gonna have AD. Let's figure out how we can beat these niggas. We gonna beat these niggas by being energetic, by jumping out there every ball, by full court pressing these niggas and wearing them down. And that's exactly what they did. They wore them down. They was down 30 at one point and only end up losing by what, 13?
Yeah, they came back. Got it within 9, I think, at one point.
Let me throw this out here.
That's all on LeBron and Vogel. I blame that series on Bron and Vogel. That's me.
Let me throw this out here again. What was the point of signing them 2 6 men if you ain't giving Trez no minutes? And y'all know I ain't no Trez fan. Y'all know how I feel about Trez. But y'all wanted him so bad. Why is he not playing? If AD can't play, why is he not playing minutes? And Dennis Schroeder was second place for 6 minutes.
I can say the same thing about y'all. Y'all signed a shooter, 60 mil, and then y'all finally play the shooter, and y'all win. You feel me?
Right, but also, I want Kennard to play.
That's what I'm saying. I can say the same thing about the Clippers too. Like, why are y'all giving these guys and then not play? Like, he shot. I didn't even know he shot like. They say he shot like 45% from 3 this year.
Oh yeah.
And this thing, Jocko,
is when the Clippers stink it up. Terrence Mann and Luke Kennard used to come in and save games, like save games.
Well, you know, I guess
players like that.
I guess we can go ahead and talk about Clippers Mavs next. So my question was going to be, what has been your biggest takeaway from this series so far? Anybody want to go first?
Man, that man Luka is fucking different. That turnaround jump shot, I don't like. That's almost. I'm not gonna say it's almost Jordan-esque. I ain't even gonna lie. Like I've yet to see anybody defend it well and then not go in. Like I think he's shooting probably like 60-70% off those turnaround, like mid-range turnaround faders. I think he's shooting like 60-70% on those. What's his face? What's the shooter?
Had to be in the lab with Dirk. Who you asked about, Mavericks, or you asking about a Clippers?
Yeah, the Maverick shooter. Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim Hardaway's up for some big money. Jalen Brunson's probably gonna be up for some big money. Whenever their contract's up. Kristaps got to get on the trading block. Oh, I don't know. Maybe you wait till he goes. Maybe he goes on like a little hot stretch next year, and you got to get him gone. Like
that's the new pandemic P.
You're gonna have to count on him to do that because he's 7 foot tall going against a team that isn't even playing their center, and he only getting 3 rebounds in a game.
They had 9. No, he had 7 or 9 points last night. Like dog. You can literally shoot over the top of it. I don't understand, but he's got to go. I like Maxi Kleber. Maxi Kleber is doing is playing better than Kristaps Porzingis. Like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Way better in his role.
Zubac only played 5 minutes last game. The tallest Clipper player out there was Paul George. That was the tallest Clipper player for a majority of the game, and Kristaps Porzingis could do nothing with that.
No, the thing is, and the crazy thing is, Bogdanović, they was throwing it to the paint. He was dropping that bitch in there, throwing it to him. Dropping it in. I'm like, why can't Kristaps Porzingis, who's just as tall as this man, he's like 3 inches shorter than him. Why can't he just do this in way more steel? Why can't you do the same thing?
But see, I don't think he's ever been an inside scorer though.
It's because he has a very weak center of gravity. Like he is the way his legs and stuff are set up, and so that he can't really back guys down. But
I don't think he's strong either.
No,
but what's name not even backing people down? He's just running the floor, drops in the middle, catches the ball. And just drops it in there. Like he's not making a move.
I'm gonna say Boban bigger though. He like he's way more in here a little bit taller.
But
I don't know, man. Kristaps is not.
It's still crazy. He can't just do a pick and roll. Like pick and roll with Luka, and he just dive to the basket. Like
I'm gonna say that Boban blowing some of them shots too. Though I'm gonna throw that out there.
No, I mean Kawhi and Morris were getting real physical with them, but I think that was just like off some. I think that was just misses. I don't think it was just that the fact like. Yeah, but Kristaps, like this Jordan, like Kristaps, why can't he just do a simple pick and roll or pick and pop? He catch at the elbow and just shoot over the top of whoever's guarding him. He's 7'3".
I'll say this about Kristaps. Earlier on in his career, Kristaps was super aggressive driving to the basket. I think like earlier on, his first couple of years with the Knicks, he had like a lot of poster dunks and stuff like that, and then he got hurt. I think some of that fear of getting injured again may sneak in when he like goes into the paint and stuff like that as well.
It has to because like you said, I was watching a video a while back of Embiid. I forgot how fucking springy Embiid was. Like Embiid would.
Oh, he used to get up.
he was just like drive from the 3-point line and jump, get way off the ground, and was just posterizing guys, which is moving so fast. It was incredible to see him move like that. And you're right, and Porzingis moved a lot like that too. That's why I was calling him the unicorn. Like, guy was like, he seemed pretty athletic, and we just all that seemed to just been that. I haven't seen none of that since he's been a Mav. You know, granted, he's had some more injuries since then. He's had some injuries this season. I think all this stuff factors into how he plays now, but it's still a shame though, because I don't feel like he has to be that explosive to use his height, to Jarquez's point.
He don't like, and then you got, and it's not like we asking you to carry the load that you were carrying with the Knicks. You literally got Luka dropping 40, 13, and 7. Like, all we asked you to do would just be 19 points per game. Yeah, 19 points. No, you need to get double. You got to get a double just because you're the tallest man out there.
You look at like Michael Porter Jr. Like, he don't use no crazy athleticism or anything. He's just tall. Like, the Nuggets swing the ball to him. If a defender in his face, he just shoots it anyway.
He just shoots it over the side. He don't make no moves. He just catch it. He might jab, and he just gonna raise up and shoot over the top. Like, why can't Kristaps?
And Kristaps is taller than him. That's the funny thing.
He's 5 inches taller than him. I don't know. I feel like it's
another thing too. When DeAndre Ayton would be on the court and they took Drummond and AD out, Ayton was gonna eat every single time. They were like, oh, we got this mismatch, take advantage, give it to him, and he gonna take it every time.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know if he's not strong enough, or if they just bullying him, because the Clippers are a pretty, stout team. It's a reason why, that they're able to play that small and still win games. You know what I'm saying? But man,
I'm gonna tell you what my biggest takeaway probably has to be Kristaps Porzingis is fucking horrible. Like, I did not know he was that bad. Like, I did not know. Like, you talk about playoff P, all them jokes. Paul George ain't never been as bad as Kristaps Porzingis has been. This is awful for a guy making $30+ million a year to give to go in a game and have beat 3 for 6 with 6 points and like 5 rebounds. Like, that is beyond
in 30 minutes, in like 30+ minutes.
Inexcusable. Like, that's probably my biggest takeaway from this game. Second, Luka Doncic is that guy, and third is that the Clippers don't really have a lot of options. And that's been like the fact that Reggie Jackson, who's our min contract point guard, has been having to play 38 minutes, and the fact that Reggie Jackson has been like our third leading scorer through all 6 games. Like, that last game, he had 25. He had the second most points on the team. Like, that last game, like, he's had to be like, if Reggie Jackson had one off game, the Clippers would be home.
Oh, it would be over with.
No, and I think y'all offense, bro. I don't know if y'all watch the games, that shit is not.
Oh, there's even no ISO ball,
bro. I swear, like, it's not hard. Like, it's extremely simple. It's get a ball to Kawhi, set a screen, Kawhi, you work. It's kind of like what niggas thought the Nets offense would be like. Like, hey, you get a turn, cook that nigga. You get a turn, cook that nigga. Between the 2 best players, and then everybody else doors where you can. Like, I don't know. I thought it would be a little better than that.
The offense was more sophisticated in the regular season. I think they've been going more ISO this series because simply the Mavs have nobody. I mean, nobody. Guard Kawhi PG. Yeah. Like, I saw a tweet that said Paul George and Kawhi's attempts at the rim having, like, their percentage of attempts at the rim have increased by at least 5 to 7%. So they're like getting more shots at the rim than they've had all regular season because there's nobody at the paint to stop them. Because Kristaps Porzingis, despite being 7 foot tall, ain't blocking shit. Really. And not only that, but I think that Kawhi is shooting 80% at the rim, and then Paul George is shooting 70% at the rim. Like, they're getting at the rim anytime they want. So it's like, just give it to our stars and let them drive to the rim, like, because nobody can stop them. That's why that's why the Clippers haven't been doing anything spectacular with the offense, or haven't been doing anything too complicated, because their main guys aren't being guarded by anybody. Like, who the hell? Like, really, who's guarding Kawhi? It's what's the name?
Kawhi was getting that switch on
Dorian Finney-Smith.
That shit
Finney.
That shit was cool. Kawhi was getting hella switches on the Luke and just cooking his ass. I was like, damn, Kawhi.
I'm glad he remembered that from last year.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
damn.
They don't have anybody to guard him. But to your point about, like, Luke Kennard's situation is unique because his contract technically doesn't start till next year. He's still like on an $8 million contract. Yeah, it's an extension. So his contract technically has not even started yet. the Clippers just had a lot of guards. They had the veteran guard and Patrick Beverly, who'd been the starting point guard forever. They had Lou Williams, who was the veteran guard who led the second unit. They had Paul George, who now plays shooting guard pretty much because that's pretty much the position he plays. He plays shooting guard and point guard for the Clippers. Then you had Terrence Mann, who broke out this season, and then so
he's scared of the moment too. I don't think he should play as many minutes in the fourth as he's having to. You can obviously tell that he's kind of scared of the moment because he was making some fuck ups in the fourth quarter too.
So I'm gonna tell you what. So the reason why Luke Kennard has not been playing is not because he isn't good. It's because of his fit with the players we currently have out there. That second unit desperately has needed people all season. Like you couldn't play Luke Kennard and Kawhi Leonard. No, you couldn't play Luke Kennard, Lou Williams, and Reggie Jackson together because all three of them aren't good defenders. So you got Reggie Jackson, Lou Will, and Luke Kennard. That's why he wasn't playing, and they picked Reggie Jackson because while Luke Kennard was shooting 45% from three, Reggie Jackson was shooting like 46, 47% from three himself.
And his own shot a little better as well.
And benching Lou Williams in favor of Luke Kennard was just going to be a terrible look. And it was the optics were going to be bad, and that's why they didn't do it. Then you trade Lou Will for Rondo. You're not going to play Luke Kennard over Rondo. So it's just the fact that it was just too many guards on the depth chart with veteran presence for him to get to establish a real role. But the thing is, when he played well. It's just that there was so many guards in front of him who were.
Yeah, I just feel like y'all need that shooter because Morris. I don't know. I really y'all got Marcus, right?
Yeah, we got
Marcus. I do not remember Marcus being this bad of a shooter. Like
he shot 48% from the field, from the three this season. He was, I think, number 2. He was number 2, I think, in the league, only behind Joe Harris. It was Joe Harris. And
that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm. So this is an anomaly. What you're saying that y'all just shooting this badly from three. Okay,
yes.
It's been wide open threes too. It ain't even been like
like this wide open, just missing three. I'm like, dog, what the hell is going on with
the Clippers? Finished the season with the best 3-point shooting percentage ever. No team has shot as well as the Clippers have ever as they did in the regular season. And I think they might have had maybe 1, maybe 2 games where they shot way better they probably have 1 game where they shot way better than the Mavericks. Just one. They've shot poorly this entire series, and it's like Corey said, it's been a wide open looks. That's what's made this series so frustrating because they just hit their looks like they always did. The series would have been over. Meanwhile, the Mavericks was like, I was so mad in game 2 when I'm watching Tim Hardaway Jr. catch the ball and Kawhi got his hand in his face, and Tim Hardaway Jr. like, fuck it, and just pull up and shoot.
I'm just going for it.
Yeah, like I'm like,
but you know what? He does that. He did that last year versus y'all. Like that man can shoot the ball, man. He did that. He did that. Like that's what he does. I can't even be mad at Tim Hardaway Jr.
No,
like the Mavs. It seems like every single year they do something like that.
Nah, but see, the crazy thing is despite what you think he did last season, he has been twice as good. I think he shot like 38% from 3 last year against us. He up before game 6, he was shooting like 60% from 3. I can go look that up. Let's see, Tim Hardaway Jr. But yeah, those have been my biggest takeaways from the series going into game 7.
Numbers.
Going to game 7, I have zero clue. Simply for the fact that the Mavs have just had some ridiculously shooting outlier games, and they could easily have another game like that in game 7 because it's a game 7. That's why you don't like going.
They can fall off a cliff.
Yeah, like
I don't know, man. I think Kawhi's found his mojo. I feel like he's found his rhythm. I feel like he knows, okay, none of these guys really can fuck with me like at all. So I see another big game from Kawhi. I don't know about 45 off 75% from the field, but I could definitely see like another 35 outing. I see like a 25 from George, and if y'all get like Morris to shoot like even remotely close to what he does in the regular season, y'all win this game.
The way we win this game is by staying home. But kind of like we said about earlier, like Jokic, don't let Jokic get like 15, 16 assists. Don't let Luka
stop leaving those spot ups open, please.
Stop leaving Tim Hardaway Jr. to double Doncic because he's gonna hit it. Just let Doncic take a contested shot, and if he keeps making it all game and you lose because of that, so be it. But don't lose because of wide open shots from very good 3-point shooters. Just stop it. And the Clippers.
I don't know. I've never like doubles like that anyway. Like in the NBA, I feel like those type of doubles, unless you're playing like a team like the fucking Wizards, where niggas just really don't shoot.
Yeah, you can't shoot.
Do it to
Yeah,
guys.
but-
Do it to guys who aren't capable of continuously making the right play. Like doing it to like Anthony Davis, who just does not. He don't handle doubles well at all. He's not good at playmaking out of doubles. Doing that to him makes sense. Doing that to Luka Doncic, no, that don't make sense. He makes the right play every single time.
Every single time, yeah.
But,
No, they definitely gotta. They gotta just take. They gotta. Yeah, if Luka Doncic scores 70 tonight and beats y'all, you just gotta. Hey, you take your head off to that. You feel me?
Yeah, that's my mentality. Yeah, Tim Hardaway Jr. was shooting 65% from three through the first 3 games on 9 attempts.
The funniest thing that we
Ridiculous.
said, the funniest thing that we talked about is when we called Kristaps, like we talked about how Kristaps wasn't taking advantage of his height, and we're like, man, he's a 7-footer. And this nigga's not even an average 7-footer. He's a tall.
He's 7'3".
He's tall. He a tall 7-footer. This nigga like 7'3". Like, come on, bro.
Just stand underneath the basket, bro. Just cherry pick. God damn it.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Can we segue into my boy Ice Trey, man? I got. Hey, man, I gotta talk my shit about my boy, man.
Okay.
I'm ready to smoke on that Knicks pack. Ready to smoke on that Knicks pack.
Trey, not an all-star young. Probably won't even be all NBA this season. Has led the Hawks from what was one of the worst records in the East last season to the 5th seed in the East. Beat the 4th seed. It beat the 4th seeded Knicks. I think in 6 games. It was
Got
5. He got him in 5 games. Embarrassed New York. Embarrassed Spike Lee. And now he has went into the Lions Den up against the number 1 seeded Sixers. And I'm sure the game is about over now.
He's up 20 right now. They're up 20. They're up 107 to 88.
Absolutely,
yes, sir.
Absolutely
going on the East Coast run right now. Yes, sir, Trey.
You love to see it.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely blitzing the Sixers right now. And he has 31 points, 8 assists. And he doesn't have DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter didn't play today. So is one of his better guys isn't out there. So my question for you guys is actually I didn't even make a question. So just tell me how you guys feel about Trae Young and the Hawks this postseason.
Hey man, I've been a fan of Trae Young since high school. I think me and him we graduated the same year. And when I say he's the only player I've ever seen go from high school to college to the NBA and play the exact same way. Like the 30 points, the bowing, all that, talking hot shit. He's been doing that since he was in high school. And now he's doing it on the NBA stage. And there's nothing niggas can do about it. Last Sunday, I went to watch Game 4 versus the Knicks. And when I say nobody can, I don't think anybody can stand in front of that man.
No.
They just can't. Like, he's just too shifty. He's too quick. He's too aggressive. He knows he's small. He knows he's going to get the foul call. He goes in and gets bumped. He knows how to, if 3 people suck onto him, he's just going to throw it up. He knows Clint Capella's going to go up and dunk the ball. The 3 white boys, Gallinari, Bogdanovich, and Herter have been amazing. Like, they don't miss. Especially Bogdanovich and Herter. Like, I was just watching the game as we've been recording, and they are not missing. They're a really hard team to beat. DeAndre Hunter's a great third option. Strong guard, nice mid-range pull-up, can knock down the open 3, can guard your best defender. They really made Julius Randle look like Julius Randle with the Lakers.
Yes.
Made him look bad, like really bad. Like the only person in that series I can honestly say had a good series was D Rose. They made everybody else look like shit. Like the entire Knicks, like none of them. Nobody played good from Emmanuel Quickly to who's the other guard on the team? Yeah, Reggie Bullock played. Trey was torching Reggie Bullock, and they was trying to be bullies and bump into him and just push him around and shit. Trey was still killing. It was bad. Shouts out to Trey. Shouts out to my guy. I gotta buy me a jersey. I gotta do it.
I'll say this: the craziest thing to watch is that it's like Trae Young started taking these. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like Trae Young is taking these super far threes, and it's like, man, it's like nobody in the league like he can shoot like with range like with anybody in the league. And then you see Herter pulling them, and then you see Bogdanovich pulling them from back there. And I'm like, dang, they must practice this. They must practice like after half court. We all gonna.
I didn't know that Bogdanovich and Herter could they run the point like when they don't have Louise only plays like 8 minutes a game. Like Bogdanovich and Herter run the point guard when Trae Young's not in the game, and they do a great ass job of playmaking. I was really surprised of it. And I don't know how the fuck people can't guard Danilo Gallinari. That's the stiffest man I've ever seen in my life, dog.
Dog,
Worst.
he's so crafty and he's so long. Like when he makes a decision to move, it's so hard to stay in front of him without hitting his arm and not touching the ball. Like that's their problem with Gallinari. They end up fouling him in the process of trying to like strip the ball from him because he's just so long and has such. It's crazy. He's crazy, man.
You know what I like about this team?
What's that?
A lot of people question their defense, but that's a very long, lengthy team, and they can all shoot the ball. They can all play make just a little bit. They can defend the wings just good enough, and Trae Young just carried them home. And them getting Clint Capella, man. Hey, salute to Clint Capella, man. He was talking that talk.
Man, he's talking that.
He was talking that talk. Came to, what was it, 14, 15 rebounds? Or 14,
Yes,
15 points?
yes, man. And shouts out to John Collins. I didn't know John Collins could shoot that well.
Yeah.
You remember in the season we were talking about how him and Trey was beefing and this, that, and that. Bro, they look like a man. They look so good. You remember I was telling you, I was like, bro, it's just the injuries. Like they had a lot of injuries this year. That's the only thing that held them back. And they're showing it now. I think they're really showing it.
Hey, I want to point something else out too, and like this is very much unrelated, but you saying that like Lou Will's only been playing like 8 minutes. He's actually averaging 10 minutes in this series. People like I want people to understand this, and I think Sixers fans have seen it too. We were playing Trez and goddamn Lou Will like 20 to 30 minutes in the playoffs. We were depending on them in the playoffs for 20 to 30 minutes, and now you got the Lakers who's like, we kind of don't even need to play Trez. He kind of don't need to be out there at all. Even with AD injured, he don't need to be out there at all. And then you got the Hawks dismantling the Sixers by only playing Lou Will 10 minutes. The Clippers relied on those niggas to play 20 to 30 minutes.
That nigga Lou Will, I haven't seen a nigga make a jump shot since he left the Clippers, dog. I'm gonna be completely honest.
He
I have not seen that nigga make
people were talking about them like they were superstars.
It's nuts, man. It's so frustrating now. And lo and behold, God know what he's doing because the Clippers should lose today. Because if they don't, and they go to the second round, I got some things to say about Doc Rivers, Trey.
Talk about it.
I got a long list. I got
a short list, a very short list, and it's strictly for the sake of hate. I need Luka to lose tonight. And I need Trae Young to go to the Eastern Conference Final so I can push this agenda. Trae Young is absolutely better than Luka. Because I'm gonna say this,
he's not better. He's not better, but I will say that's like one of the most even trades of NBA history. Like people were trying to make it out to be like that it was just super lopsided. That trade
and I don't like it.
No.
You know,
I'm gonna say this: when it comes to that draft, people talked about DeAndre Ayton and Trae Young like they was nothing. And the one thing I kept saying was, you just got to give people time to develop. Luka been playing as a professional for longer, so the gap it really wasn't even like a gap or a hurdle for him to go over. He just kind of walked in like, oh, okay, cool.
And then even then, Trey came in averaging like 20 and 10 though, and he still was shitting on him.
Trey was just playing with G League players and rookies. That's all it was. He didn't have any vets.
Also, and we salute to their front office for answering him in his second year.
Yeah.
I salute them for that. Last year, he said, for the love of God, get me some help. And they immediately got him some help. And it's already paying a dividend. You love to see this.
I'm happy.
Oh, and shouts out to, what's the coach? Nate McMillan. Shouts out to Nate McMillan.
Yeah.
Man, shouts out to him, dog. They were like, I think they were bordering like 8 or 9 seed. And he comes and they shoot up to the 5th seed, a strong 5th seed. And now they whooping niggas ass. Like I think the last 20 games of the season, they were the hottest team. They had like the best record in the league, if I'm not mistaken, or the second best. So, shouts out to Nate.
They were trying to question his coaching ability when they got rid of him in Indiana. Oh, he can't make it out the first round. The whole team was hurt last year, and then he just went on
he has consistently overachieved with less talent in Indiana every single season he's been there. Every season, they've never had like a one guy besides that 1 year with Victor Oladipo, and I guess he was the guy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know.
Well, and Corey, going back to what you were saying about how people were talking about Ayton and Trae Young coming out of that draft because Luka was playing so well. We saw the same thing with this year. LaMelo came out the gates, fire, crazy, getting triple-double and stuff like that. And then we like, oh, Anthony Edwards finally learned how to play professional basketball, finally learned how to do it.
So
and we saw LaMelo and we saw James Wiseman both play good before Wiseman got hurt, obviously. Yeah. But we saw both of those players starting to trend upward. All dudes need is a little bit of time to adjust from playing the 30 games in the season to 82 games. And these guys are going to be fine. We just don't see guys playing college as long. We don't see guys having as much. We don't, like guys need more time now, which is okay because you come to the NBA sooner.
Facts.
I think that's a fan thing. I think fans expect guys to come out and
immediately.
Like if you're 1 or 2 pick, first or second pick, or third, you're in a lottery. They just expect you to be amazing, like off the ripper, and that's very, very unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? So, but shouts out to him. Shouts out to these guys, except for Marvin Bagley. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Marvin Bagley is not done anything. Even though that's my guy, he knows that's my guy, but he has not done anything. I hate it.
And I will say this about the Knicks.
I hate it for Kings fans.
The thing about the Knicks that really kind of messed them up was the fact that they were supposed to be this defensive team that was only good enough to win a certain type of way, and it was like, all right, well, they'll just be able to stop the Hawks. And Trae Young was like, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Nah, they're not. And you know what? I'm gonna give New York their praise. You know, they became the 4th seed, and despite what everybody thought, shouts out to New York. You know, they had a good season. They got something to build off of. They showed, and they got a lot of cap space. So if anything, Jordan, I think niggas like Damian Lillard and if anybody got a shot at those big name guys, it's New York, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. But like, you know, Dame making a change of scenery and going to like you go to New York, and then you're in the conference with the 3-headed dragon of the Nets. You're with going against Giannis. I don't know what the hell the Sixers are going to look like, especially if they lose this series. But he's actually buffed up. Like, is Damian Lillard on that team with Julius Randle, your second best player? Like, what kind of success are you really going to see in that conference with those other guys at the top?
Oh, well, it's not necessarily that they're going to get Dame. They showed it's kind of like the Nets the year before they got KD and Kyrie. They showed, hey, we competent, we can make the playoffs. You know, all we need is 1 or 2 guys, you know, to come push us over the top. And in the Knicks, the thing about the Knicks was that same year, the reason why niggas chose the Nets, so the Knicks was just because they both had money, is basically off, okay, maybe I can win with the Knicks. I mean, the Nets. The Knicks ain't winning shit. Now that the Knicks are winning shit with a lot less, with the same amount of money, I feel like it's going to make guys want to go there. Yeah.
All right.
So the future's bright in New York. The future's bright in New York.
I run New York. All right. We skipped over the Nuggets. We've actually been here a while. We can keep going. Looking at let's backtrack to Jokic, because Jamal Murray goes down. I think that the Nuggets win like their next 8 games. They managed to hold down the 3rd seed. They go in against the Blazers. They beat the Blazers in 6, and now they're going on to the 2nd round in a series. So it's not a series they cannot win. Jokic is clearly the MVP from this season, man. Core, I'm gonna start with you first because you're an appreciator of big men. How far is Jokic climbing up your current player ranking?
He might be one of my favorite players right now. If we rank it, might be top 3.
But I want to see. Let me be more specific. In terms of being the best players in the NBA, where do you think he is moving after this season he's having so far? Because I think a lot of people have him outside of the top 5. You know, a lot of people have him maybe 8, 9, maybe 10. Where do you?
I think I got him 5.
It might be 5.
I think I got him 5. Like, he in the 2nd round without Jamal Murray.
Wow.
Like, he putting up 40-point triple doubles with Monte Morris and Austin Rivers. Like, I can't deny it.
Man, Austin Rivers wasn't even on the NBA team at some point this season.
I still hate the Knicks got rid of him. That's who they could have used against the Hawks.
I don't get it. Like, I do not get why the Knicks dropped Austin Rivers. I don't get why the Bucks, who were hinted to be signing Austin Rivers, chose Jeff Teague instead. They chose Jeff Teague instead of Austin Rivers. And then, I don't get it. Maybe he must have did something behind the scenes that we don't know about, because it makes no sense to me. But
I'll say this, Jordan, about Jokic.
Maybe you don't like him.
I'm happy he's having this series, because I'm not gonna stunt. I feel like I feel like Jamal Murray got a little too much clout on his name off that bubble season last. Because like in the regular season and every season before that nigga been a big cake of
You were
mid,
regular.
like a very,
regular.
very mid-ass point guard, like a very 15 to 16th best point guard in the league type shit. Like 16, 17 points averaging, like 2 or 3 assists,
Mhm.
not good on defense. Like he's been very mid. And then he had that one breakout playoff performance in the bubble, which we just saw all the niggas who were successful in the bubble
Looking a little shaky.
carry over to real basketball.
Except Jokic.
Yeah.
Except for Jokic. And he's showing, hey, I can do this shit with whoever on the court because I am just that guy. So I feel like that nigga's boosting himself into that top 5 on my list as well. Just off this season alone, just off this playoff series, just how dominant he was. Like it was crazy. Like Dame was dropping 3 after 3, and I'll be looking at the box score, and I'm like, damn, how the hell are the Nuggets? You know what I'm saying? Keeping it, and then, but it'd always be Dame hitting a 3, tying the game. Like the Nuggets would always be ahead of them. And I look at the box score. Oh, this nigga Joker got 40, 13 assists, and 10 rebounds, and you know, so I'm like, God damn, boy. And then like he's hitting big threes and in niggas' faces and turn around tough sidestep. I'm just like, this dog, he's just so skill is an amazing thing to have in NBA.
Oh yeah.
Like I just love watching players who have skill.
Jokic is one of
He's
my favorite.
the most skillful.
He's one of my favorite players in the league, and it says a lot when a guy can embarrass your team the way Jokic did to the Clippers. And I still appreciate his game so much. I enjoy watching Jokic before and after that happened. And we look at the best players in the league. The only players I think in the league who are more impactful than what Jokic has shown us this season are Bron. Let me see, Bron, Curry.
Gotta go Giannis.
I'm gonna go Bron, Curry, KD, Harden, and possibly Giannis too.
I ain't gonna hold you.
No Dame.
No way. I ain't gonna hold you.
No.
I'm putting Jokic over KD.
In terms
I'm gonna say this: the Nets is Harden team in my eyes.
well, I'll say, I'm gonna say this. I still think that Kevin Durant is still a better player than Nikola Jokic, and with that being said, I still think he brings a larger impact. Just the fact that he's just unguardable. He could do, and you know, I'm still
Jokic's unguardable.
Yeah, he pretty much is. He's only been like stopped once, and that was against Dwight Howard.
One of the best scores, one of the best rebounds, one of the best passes in the league. Like, I mean, come on now.
That's Dwight Howard and AD. Jordan.
Facts.
Dwight Howard.
With dirt.
True. Now, I'm just not ready to usurp Kevin Durant yet. But I'll say, but moving AD back and shit, my boy Kawhi, like putting him behind Jokic, like it's amazing what Jokic.
All I'm saying is this: I never feel like AD was top 5 at Jimmy though.
I mean, I had to put him there begrudgingly because of what he did in the playoffs was some top 5 work, even though he had Bron leading the way. Yeah. But if you look at that roster, if you really look at the roster, that roster is not that dynamically different.
Not at all.
Than the New Orleans Pelicans rosters that AD was running out there. And then for him to be missing his second best player going into the series and winning in 6 games, going into the next round against a fully healthy team on the other end that has a guy like Damian Lillard, that's something AD was going to do by himself. He would never be able to do by himself. I think Jokic is better than AD. I think Jokic is better than Embiid. I think he's shown some clear separation between him and those other guys, and even some of the other top echelon guys. I think right now I'm looking at him like he's probably more impactful than even Giannis and Kawhi. Like he's just been that damn good this season.
Talk about it.
Yeah,
talk about it. Hey, give him his clout. Give him his clout. Shouts out to him.
And also, they got the assets to get another star if he want one.
And I'm gonna tell you what too. I think the internet and the basketball world being a little too easy on the Blazers for losing that series.
Jordan.
No. I don't think they're easy on the Blazers. I think they're easy on Dame. Because Dame did almost everything that he could do.
Terry Stotts is unemployed, Jordan.
Yeah, Terry Stotts is freaking unemployed. Niggas was crucifying CJ McCollum. Niggas calling Nurkic. All kinds. Yeah, niggas been on their dome. I think it's just the fact that LeBron losing around the same time overshadowed the fuck out of it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what's going on.
Because that team is fully healthy. if Dame Lillard is who the internet has been hyping him up to be, if Dame Lillard is also who he claims himself to be as well, you go against a team losing their second best team. And, I'm not the type to I'm able to perceive context. I'm able to say that okay, I get it. Dame did everything he possibly could to win that series. But I'm saying that but usually context is lost when in basketball, and people are like very harsh on guys. So for Damian Lillard, who a lot of people thought he should be an MVP candidate, to have his entire team back healthy, going against Jokic, who is missing Jamal Murray. He has a backcourt of Campazzo, Monte Morris, and also Rivers going against CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. And they're not even able to force 7-game series against this team that's missing its best player. And I think the Nuggets are actually missing somebody else that's in the rotation, but I can't remember who it is now. Will Barton. I don't think Will Barton played in the series.
Yeah, Will Barton's been hurt as well.
You know what I'm saying? They're missing two of their best guards, and Dame and CJ are both guards, and they couldn't win this. They couldn't win the series.
No. CJ was very mid in this series. CJ only averaged like right at he did. Like I think Shaq or Chuck said this. They said superstars, whatever you average in the regular season, you're supposed to be able to add 3 to 4 more points to that, and maybe one more. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to elevate your level of play. CJ was the exact same nigga he was in the regular season. Maybe a little worse because he was probably a little less inefficient. Yeah. So I blame this series solely on CJ, Robert Covington's inability to make shots. And
he missed some free throws.
And Nurkic not being able to goddamn do anything with Jokic.
And not only not doing anything with Jokic, but also not doing anything else on offense.
Yeah.
And this season is just such a failure for the simple fact that
see why the Nuggets picked Jokic over him.
They invested first round picks to get Covington. They invested first round picks in order to get no Powell. They went all in this season and they lose in 6 games.
Norman Powell.
Yeah, they lose 6 games in the first round. The Blazers should be getting mocked. They should be getting laughed at. It's a damn shame.
It's a reason why everybody's saying, "Hey, free Dame." I've seen free Dame on every goddamn social media.
That's because Laker fans. That's because Laker fans want him on his team. That's why you're seeing so much of that.
No, not even just Lakers fans. It's everybody. Hey man, get this nigga out of here. That nigga run from. I've been seeing niggas telling him to run from the grind, all kinds of shit, fam. Niggas want Dame. Niggas want better for Dame.
Well, and it's even more interesting because if they had won this series, they got a quote unquote easier path in the Western Conference this year. You got no Lakers. Potentially no Clippers. You got
no Warriors.
You got a Suns team that's unproven. No Warriors. You got a Utah team that's unproven. A whole lot of teams that hadn't really done much. This was their year if they were gonna have one to make it to the final.
Yeah, because like you said, the Clippers are their natural enemy in the regular season. They just beat the hell out of them. But it's a good chance they wouldn't have to worry. They wouldn't have to worry about that. It's insane. Man, I'm excited for whatever team come out the West because it's gonna be a team that we don't normally see come out the West. It's either gonna be the Jazz, it's either gonna be the Denver Nuggets, it's either gonna be the Phoenix Suns, or it's gonna be the Clippers or Dallas. It's oh man, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. The last thing we're gonna talk about, we didn't get to talk about Bucks and Nets, because I more so want to talk about the Celtics and them being closed up. We've been here a while. The Celtics season ended with a dud. They've had a season from hell. Multiple players staying in COVID. Multiple players always injured. They probably had it the worst out of all the teams that were in the bubble that came into this season. Maybe the Heat on the team that had a real conversation for having more repercussions from the shortened season and the COVID and the virus. Jaylen Brown goes down before the season even starts. The series even starts. Jason Tatum battles as much as he can, dropping 50, dropping 40 to keep them in the series, but the Nets ultimately send them home. Guys, Brad Stevens ends up getting promoted to president of basketball operations, while Danny Ainge is let go. How do you guys feel about these two moves that the Celtics have made immediately after?
I'm happy.
You happy?
I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Which part are you happy about?
Danny Ainge. Because now they mean the Celtics actually will have a big trade that will happen this offseason.
Yep.
So I'm very happy about that. And salute to Brad Stevens, man. He said he ain't feel like coaching no more. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Go and take that spot, ascend to the throne. And we already know he's gonna get Marcus Smart up out of there. You hate to see it.
I think that's so funny because like knowing that if Marcus Smart get traded, it was because of Brad Stevens. I think that's so funny now. Because he definitely gone. Not Brad Stevens, but Marcus Smart is definitely gone.
I wonder where he going.
I just saw something that said they think that he's being linked to Dallas.
Ooh, tough, gritty PG to put next to Luka.
Yeah.
Well, they gonna trade to go up. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was just asking, like, what the hell is he gonna trade back?
Oh, Porzingis? Oh, hell, I don't know. Jalen, maybe Jalen Brunson and who had a pretty good season, and maybe somebody like Kleber or Dwight Powell, somebody like that. I'm not exactly sure.
I just love Kleber.
I ain't really sat down and thought about it, but I think Smart would be great for them. But I think we talked about the beginning of the season. They try to say that it's still gonna be true that Cam's boy got his job because of white privilege. Steve Nash. I feel like this is a bigger example of it in Brad Stevens after having a bad season with the Celtics, and then he just go to the front office. I'm tired of coaching these guys. Like, well, how about we give you a promotion? Yeah, that sounds nice.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I usually I be on your side with it, but I like Brad, man. Like, he seemed like a cool dude. He a really good coach. He had a lot of damn. Let me put my cape on for the white man. But he had a tough season, man. He been through a lot. I ain't mad at it. And we all know the Celtics is what's the word? It's a family type organization. If they rock with you, you moving up the ladder. That's just how the game is. I ain't mad at it.
No, but it's just
hey man, Doc Rivers was the president.
Yeah, he was, and he shouldn't have been. I think it just says a lot. They value Brad.
Silverado was the president.
It didn't go well, and I think it says a lot that they valued Brad Stevens' mind to keep him in the organization, and they also recognized that he had lost the locker room. When it was like, okay, Brad, these guys aren't hearing you anymore. Let's get you out of this situation, put you in the basketball operation. So, because you clearly know the game, you clearly understand players like X and O's and stuff. So let's keep you around for that. But Ainge, you've had too many almost. Yeah, get you up out of here. Trades, and then the whole thing with I in my 26 years of playing and like being around the Celtics organization, I've never seen anybody complain about the racism in Boston like that. The Celtics seem to be in a very bad spot with the IT thing, with people getting rid of IT, them getting rid of IT and people holding it against them. Superstar players like AD and his father saying they didn't agree with it. Then you got Kyrie Irving saying that Boston is racist, and then he did not lie. And then you have Ainge trying to cover it up and pretend like racism doesn't exist. Guys, is this franchise finished? Like, can they?
No, they're too submitted to be finished. They still got Jaylen Brown. They still got Jason Tatum's probably the best, probably third best player under 25.
Yeah,
I don't even think he's probably even younger than that. I think he's probably like 23.
Yeah, 22, 23.
That nigga ain't even nowhere close to his prime.
Well, when I say finish, I mean so more like it's a reputation finish. Like, can people?
I mean, people been knowing what was up. Like, yeah, people been knowing what was up with Boston. I don't think. I think this is just a transition. They don't care. I think it's they don't care. They don't care. I think it's just a transition period. I think they realized. I feel like the thing where they went wrong the most was Kemba Walker when they went all in on Kemba Walker. I think that's when things just went left for them. Because they still got, if I'm not mistaken, they still got 1 million draft picks, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not gonna be hard to turn this shit around.
I don't know. They should be finally running out of them picks. They should be.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they should still have a nice little.
Let me see.
Little number of them. So hey, man, I don't. I feel like they're fine. I feel like the Celtics will be fine. I feel like they got probably, like I said, the third best. Jason Tatum really came out this year scoring 50-40 point balls versus Kevin Durant, things of that nature. Yeah, they're fine.
The day Danny Ainge walked out on that press conference, with Enos Kanter and Kemba Walker said these was my first options, he should have lost his job that day. And Jordan, I did say they was a family organization. I did not say they was a family organization for niggas. That's two different things. That's two different things.
Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. I'm with you when you're right, Cord.
I appreciate it.
I'm about to tell you, Chuck, that's what I thought. They kind of run dry on those picks. Like they got one pick, this year they got one pick in the first round, two picks in the second round. Then the next year they got one pick in the first round, two picks in the second round. Just like most teams do. So yeah,
but that's easily movable because now they've turned all those picks into Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. That's what you can build around. You can easily build around that.
But the problem is they drafted all those. They wasted all those picks on those guys on the bench who don't do anything. So now you got to find players to replace those terrible players while also then bringing in new young guys. And the Celtics got their work cut out.
I mean, they got Robert Williams is a solid young guy. What's his face?
I like Peyton Pritchard. Yeah, I like
Peyton Pritchard is a good backup point guard with that can shoot the ball. They got some nice. They don't have no terrible guys on the bench.
They ain't amazing either.
All they need is another superstar. Or they need a solid big man. That's what they've been like. I don't know why they even went all in on.
Do y'all remember this offseason when they could have traded Gordon Hayward for Miles Turner? I do.
But look,
somebody said it wasn't a good enough deal. But now he unemployed. But I'm happy.
But the crazy thing about LOL, the crazy thing about Miles Turner is I don't think he would have changed their fortune this season anyway. Though, like I don't think
no. This season it's just like you chop it up to the game. You know what I'm saying? You get injuries, COVID. Everything that could have went wrong. Like some shit, it just happened. You feel me?
It can't get no worse.
Kind of like the Lakers. Even though we clown them niggas, your two best players was hurt majority of the season.
You can never truly count it. I was about to say you can never truly count a team out when you got a player as good as Jason Tatum as well.
Yeah, because he played the Brooklyn Nets by himself. Yeah, I may add, pretty damn good. Yeah, like I think if I'm not mistaken, he probably averaged like 35 that series. If I'm not mistaken,
that man was hooping next to Evan Fournier. I can't slander.
Yes, he was hooping next to Evan Fournier and Tristan Thompson as his best big man. I can't. You just chop that up to the game, dog.
The racism thing is Boston. They go interview a black coach, and then they fans go be like, "Hey, look at us."
So do you guys think they're gonna hire a black coach? Because they've been linked to they've been
interview like three.
They've been linked to Chauncey Billups, and there was another black coach. I was like, oh, that's actually seems like a very smart hire, a very safe pick too that they can get in there. I can't remember who it was that I was thinking about. I can't remember who that was, but yeah.
Hey, I might bet some money on this. We will have a white woman coach the Celtics for another black man. Becky Hammond, you get your green ready, girl. It's your time.
Hey, Becky Hammond. I wouldn't mind Becky Hammond. I think she'd be a great coach.
I think she should have been in Indiana, though. I don't care what nobody says.
Boston media is horrible. I'd hate that for her. Do y'all see the stuff they be saying about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? Do y'all be seeing?
Yes.
Like I would not wish that.
We've had our organization taken over by Negroes and women. What is this? What does this team come to?
I do not wish that on her.
Hey man, all the Celtics fans listening, we playing, but we not playing. Y'all know what time it is.
All right, guys. I think that's enough. We've been here a while. Thank you all for tuning into another episode of the Popular Man Podcast. The Clippers game is about to commence. The Hawks and Sixers game is about to finish. We'll see you maybe next week for another episode of your favorite podcast.